Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Blast Off with Light. That was a bit of an adventure last episode, eh? Yeah. But we learned a couple of things in the process. The biggest of which, I think, is that we need a better way of keeping our cool. Because the weather fight itself wasn't too bad, but... Oh, hey, Priest Damon. The weather fight wasn't too bad, but we ended up dying of the heat stroke. And I just didn't remember that wither set you on fire. I don't know if that's a normal thing, but yeah, got set on fire, and it was just not good at all. So, we're going to make something today that will hopefully prevent that. Oh, why hello. So, for that, we need... Mana Diamond. We need to take some of our nether quartz from here and chuck it in there to make prismarine. Yes, the 1.8 prismarine. Vasky really enjoys taking stuff from the new vanilla and throwing it into the old vanilla via Botania. What else do we need? Oh, I believe a gas tier. Just the one. Okay. So we take the gas tier, surround it with prismarine, and then attach a mana diamond to it to get a tainted blood pendant. Tainted blood pendants on their own do nothing. But you can put them on the brewery with the various ingredients for whichever brew it is that you want. So let's take magma cream and some netherrack. So, netherrack, cream, wort, and then it will use up significantly more mana than it would to make the brew. But essentially, these pendants are permanent brews. They siphon off your mana to give you the effect of one of the potions. Kinda neat. Let's throw this back up and that back up. Yeah, I don't want to wander off because I have a feeling once this is done, it's going to pop it off, and I don't want it to despawn. So I still haven't done anything with the Nether Star or the Yellow Heart or the Division Sigil. The Sigil, we can do the ritual at some point. Yeah, we're not going to do that this episode. The ritual is interesting. You get an enchanting table and some grass and midnight and probably something else. I don't really recall. I'll look it up. And you hit it with the Division Sigil. All sorts of monsters start spawning. You kill the monsters and it activates the sigil and gives you a pile of cursed earth that you can then pick up with a Silk Touch pick and create a nice mob farm. This really is taking its sweet time. Might have wanted to set up a better spreader for this. Let's grab our wand and see if it's got a... it does have a tooltip. Good job, Vasky. So it's about halfway done. So we can take a little bit of a break and come over to the other project I've been working on. I made myself a little ice tray. The theme of the episode is keeping cool. Come on. You leave it open in the sky in this place, and, well, it freezes right on over. You just grab a Silk Touch something or other. I'm using a spade because I don't really want to accidentally break the stuff around it. I don't want to break the dispensers. I don't want to break the hardened clay. I just want to break the ice, and it's got Silk Touch, so I can actually pick it up. So, all in all, the spade isn't great, but it's magnetized because it's from the meteorite ingots. And the Silk Touch gives me the ice. The pick would probably be faster. Just getting efficiency on this at all would probably be a halfway decent idea. But ice doesn't take that long to break. But if I had somehow made a second atomic disassembler and Silk Touched that and tried to do this, it'd be incredibly fast, but I'd also probably have to repair the place quite a lot. If you haven't seen the redstone behind one of these, this is not a modded creation. This is purely vanilla. You can do this on the top of a mountain in vanilla world and it'll work just fine. The ice might not freeze as fast because this place freezes really well. It's surprisingly effective. And why is there a piece of ice over there? Come here, you. Yeah, this place, it freezes over so well. It's really quite impressive. Once I get this cleared out, I'll push the button. You can see generally how it works. I don't know if you've built one of these. Ice isn't always something people need in large supplies, and if they do, you just go to an ice spike biome and farm it up, or a frozen ocean or something. So underneath here, you've got a sticky piston, redstone block, some repeaters, and some redstone. And all you have to do is push the button. Boop. It spits out the water. Since it's in a diagonal, it creates infinite sources, which then spread out diagonally. And then the second kick you heard was to retract the water back in. So these dispensers now have water buckets in them instead of empty buckets, even though the ice tray is still full. Pretty cool. Let's go back and check on the pendant, which might be done by now. And it's not on there, so it's done. Woohoo! So, we've got ourselves a tainted blood pendant. Now, just having it in your inventory is not enough. You actually need to put it in your little bobbly type area. Et voila! I have fire resistance. So if I put my lava bucket in my hand, it's room temperature instead of really hot. It actually shows up on my avatar? Oh right, Vasky always tends to make things visible whenever possible, but yeah, it's like the sash. Something about it is not interacting properly with probably smart moving, so it's relatively difficult to actually have it show up properly in this pack. But so it goes. Now, one interesting thing, if I take this away and I stand next to lava, it's still really cold. Really, really cold. But there are a lot of molten things in here that when placed in the world become incredibly warm. It's kind of strange. I'll show you a little more on that later. But one of the reasons I made the ice tray is this freezer here. You can put cold things into it to freeze stuff, just like you'd put warm things into a furnace to heat them, which allows you to actually make packed ice. So for every packed ice you want, you put in one ice to freeze even more using ice or whatever you've got. Frezarite crystals work really well. But I've got infinite ice, so I used ice. So one block of ice, one bucket of water makes you one packed ice. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun, but there's even more fun that you can do. You can take pretty much any old block. What sort of block do we want to use? Let's just use a log. So if you take a log and put it in there, it uses up, it should use only one piece of ice. Yeah, one piece of ice and a quarter of a bucket turns it into a slippery dark oak log. You can do this up to 4 times. So you can get slippery 1, 2, 3, or 4 on pretty much any block. I haven't tested it. I don't know if you can make slippery cactuses or make ice slippery, and is it more slippery when it's slippery? I don't know. But over here, we've got hardened clay and then slippery hardened clay. So if we take our snow and go, boop, oh, it's real sad. But then, if we move over one, whee, whoosh, whoosha, And whoosh, see how fast that is? That's the slippery 4. I mean, that's mighty slippery. So it does a little weird thing because you don't get very good traction at first, but then you start going really fast. So I'm thinking that in a slide to the middle and stab sort of mob farm, normally you'd use the packed ice. But I think those slippery 4 blocks might be better. But I haven't tested whether or not you can spawn things on them. But I'm fairly confident it keeps the properties of whatever block it was to begin with. And we should put our lava back on the bar. So yes, it should, at least in theory, keep the properties of whatever it was. So if you're making your mob trap out of dark oak planks, you can make super slippery dark oak planks for your spawning platforms, and then just push things right along on it. At least in theory, that should work. Which is why I've got that set up. So I get tons of ice so I can make as many things slippery as I want. So let's go and take a look at the area where this is going to be happening. I don't know why it shows Steve. It might have to do with the revised style of skins. All the way up. And here we are. Where I'm going to be building my farm. Now I did a little aesthetic thing here with the liquid obsidian. So this is molten obsidian right here. And there's an interesting property of molten obsidian. It is obscenely hot. So let's get over here. Why am I all bubbly? I don't like being all bubbly. So yes, it is pretty warm over here because I'm on bedrock. That is weird bubbles. But if I come close to the molten obsidian, it's just ridiculously hot. It's crazy how hot it is. So let's put this back on. And it puts us right back to body temperature. So that is perfect for working in here. Because the nether is a little warm, and the molten obsidian makes it even worse. So I really like the way the molten metals look when used as part of a structure. Because I don't necessarily want stained glass in there. Everybody uses stained glass. But I like the way it moves. I like the color with the brown. And I can make another one come down here. And as we walk up the stairs, I would have another pillar here and have it spiral all the way up to where I want the farm. Because we need to have the AFK area for the farm as far from the bedrock as possible. Here we are. It also provides light, which is important for maintaining one's sanity, because if you notice, my sanity is currently going down. It's partially because of the light and partially due to the lack of living things around. Might have a small thing to do with the creeper brain stew in my inventory, but I don't necessarily think that's the case. But it's so nice with that pendant now. I can stand next to this stuff and be perfectly, well, have a perfectly good temperature. Oh, we're running low on water again. 1, 2, 3. So once I figure out how to maintain sanity levels here, this place actually might end up being a better place for a base than above ground, because then I won't have to worry about having lava on my bar all the time. Because here, it'll just be nice and toasty. I'll wear my amulet, and everything will be great. I just need to not walk into that stuff, because it does burn. Burns pretty bad. Now, you might be a little bit concerned about my sanity, given I am building using wood in the nether. I know, a little crazy, but I did just fight the wither and everything went fine. Also, I'm very poignantly aware of all of the rules of building in the nether. There is one, count 'em, one spawnable blocks in this entire area, and it's this one. And I'm not 100% certain it's even spawnable, because everything else is slabs or stairs or leaves. Nothing else allows for spawns. When I was building this staircase, I never left anything unfinished. I always left stairs at the end, never a flat thing anything could spawn on, because all it takes is walking 20 blocks away, and then gas spawns and sets everything on fire. It's a terrible idea. But it also helps me focus on good design habits. So I need to just be focused on, okay, what am I doing right now? Count well, do everything right. Okay, good. So I might end up moving a lot of my operations in here. I know I will have some Botania stuff up near the outlet of the farm is, but with Ender stuff, the outlet of the farm could be on the top and the farm itself could be on the bottom. Don't know. I'll have to check. I also need to see about the effective distance on spawning, because I know you have to be 22 away, and they need to be less than 128, because at 128 they despawn immediately. But I need to check whether or not... Ooh, I should always have the sword equipped, just in case. Because I know they can't spawn 128 away, and they immediately despawn if they try. But do they despawn faster the further away they are, but still within 128? It's a good question. I'll know the answer before I start building that, though. One last thing to check on is the villager situation. Because over here, we've got our quote-unquote iron farm. Oh, there. Ah, they had a tiny little baby. So they had Megan the Smith a little while ago. She wants some Certus quartz for an emerald. And they also had Ashton the farmer, who for some reason wants landmines. He seems to have the same trades as... Wait, nope. That's not Ashton the farmer. That was the regular guy that we've worked with before. Where's my golden lasso? Let's move those guys to the other side. Pardon me. And then we can actually talk to Ashton the farmer. Because that was definitely the Tinker's Construct guy I was looking at. Pardon me. Now, the real annoying part is that these guys, you can't pick them up in the lasso. Wait, I couldn't pick up the other guy with the lasso. Why can't I pick you up with the lasso? That's weird. This is Ashton the farmer, who wants emeralds for chicken, just like a farmer should. Come with me, Ashton. Now, I would put Ashton on the farm, but, well, actually, I can put her in with the chickens. No, that would be mean. You don't keep your villagers in with the chickens. Put her up in the house. So, yeah. I don't know why it didn't work on Damon, because I remember trying to pick up Damon with the golden lasso, and it didn't work. It's weird. Okay. And there we go. Ashton the farmer. Have I seen any emeralds? Well, I don't have any in my inventory, but I might be able to get you some. How many did you want? Just one? Oh, I can totally make that happen. I will grab some emeralds for on the way back with the other Minecraft Comes Alive villager. It was somebody the smith. Megan? I believe it was Megan the smith. Oh, right. Emeralds are over here. Let's grab 4. I don't know what Megan was selling. Actually, I think she was buying, and that was the problem. Oh, right, the Certus quartz. Duh. Yes, that was my name. Come with me. And then we can leave the other 2 in there to create more villagers. They've been doing a pretty decent job so far. Lava on the bar. We're in the overworld. And we've got too many blocks. Yeah, I've got tons and tons of dark oak from the process of digging the hole through the top of the nether. It's part of why I'm making the thing out of wood. It just is really abundant. And easily harvestable. And isn't cobblestone. Okay. There we go. Taking a nap. Where is... Wait, what? They just disappeared. They were here. Then they were sleeping. And now they're gone. Wonder where they teleported to. That's a weird ability, sleeping villagers. I'm gonna take a little sleep and then see if they reappear. Okay, so he's there. Are they up there? Or did they fall through the leaves while they were trying to sleep? That would be embarrassing. Or did they teleport back to the iron farm where all the doors they know and love are? Well, they are not here. Nope, not here. That's incredibly strange. Let's see if they teleported back home. If they didn't teleport back home, I'll need to investigate what they do when they sleep. Because they were not at my bed, and that's the only bed. I thought they would just sleep where they were standing. And here they are. Apparently, they think this is their home. Who am I to deny them? Chicken! Thank you for the chicken. Delicious. You wanted quartz. I don't have quartz to spare, really. So, Megan will have to wait. Ashton, do you have anything new? Shears. Not too interesting, sorry. But these 2 will keep going about what they do. Those 2 can sit there and wait for a bit until I figure out how... Oh! They had a set home button. Oh, yeah. I'll be able to tell them where their home is. That'll be fine. And he can stay in his cart, because he's happy there. Okay. So, that's enough for this episode. I think next episode, I will try to have some building, either on camera or already potentially done, with the slippery blocks and the nether mob farm. That should be fun. And then the episode after that, we might go after the Gaia Guardian. So stay tuned for that. I will see you in the next episode of Blast Off with Light.